Hi, I'm Mongo.
And I'm Volcanic Dynamo, and welcome to the second Super Smash Bros. Picks Q&A special.
We're going to be answering you guys' questions, so the first one up is from Miss Selena637.
Alright, and she asks, I've been thinking about the alternate costumes, like the one Wii Fit Trainer had, I think. What would you think, which characters deserves an alternate costume?
Okay, first of all I have to talk about your icon, because Dark Pit with a mustache, I just think of his Spanish guitar theme, it's great. But, alright, I really like that Wii Fit Trainer, they decided to use the male Wii Fit Trainer as an alternate costume. For me, similarly, for the villager, I really want to see a female villager. Particularly since I'm a big fan of the Animal Crossing series. It would be a real shame if, like, all the people who are females who play the games don't have that as an option. Like, it would be really odd to me. But I think it would be. It seems obvious that they probably are going to make it an alternate costume, but yeah, that's definitely one I really, really want. Another one would probably be, since we're probably not going to get Dr. Mario back as a character, it'd be really cool to see Mario as an alternate costume, just to be Dr. Mario. And since Dr. Luigi came out recently, it'd be cool to see Luigi's alternate as Dr. Luigi to match. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a good list. I actually have a lot of different alternate costume ideas that we could have. For Toon Link, I want his pajamas from the beginning of the game and the second quest.
For Wind Waker, you mean?
Yeah, for Wind Waker. For Link and Zelda, the main ones, you could use the Ocarina of Time skins, you could use other incarnations of Link, you could do a lot of cool stuff with that. For Samus, for regular Samus, you could have something like Dark Samus or the Fusion Suit for Metroid Fusion. For Zero Suit Samus, if she comes back, all I have to say is Justin Bailey. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know exactly why they make an awesome alternate costume. And if not, you'll be looking at the picture in the video right now. So, yeah. Do any else come to mind? No, those are the main ones that really come to mind for me. All right. Our next question is a really good one and comes from Woody in the Morning, and he asks, everyone who plays Super Smash Bros. Games knows of Sony's own fighting game that came out about 2 years ago, with DLC being, in his opinion, sadly discontinued last year. Obviously, it wasn't the same as in the Super Smash Bros. Games, but why do you guys think Super Smash Bros. Has been way more successful as a series than PlayStation All-Stars? And what Sony could have done differently? Always, I love the content you put up. Big fan of your blog.
Thank you so much. I haven't played I haven't played at PlayStation All-Stars. I actually haven't heard of it until very recently, mainly because I generally play Nintendo games and have for a very long time. Last time I played anything Sony related is PlayStation 2, like Crash Bandicoot and this Rugrats game that I can't remember the name of.
And those aren't even Sony franchises.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Crash knows, but that's another
literally,
one for another day.
So, yeah, I'm gonna let you take this one.
Alright. Now, for this game, you could argue gameplay mechanics. You can argue like stage design and all of that stuff. To be honest, I actually do think that Smash Brothers, in terms of gameplay, is the more accessible series. I played a bit of PlayStation All-Stars, and I just couldn't get used to the control scheme. I didn't like how, instead of having to either knock someone out off the stage or deplete a health bar, you have to like build up energy for your super meter and then use your super attack in order to get KOs. But that's all that's all mostly subjective. People feel differently because obviously there's a little bit of a competitive community for the game, so obviously they like the gameplay better and they're used to it, so that's beside the point. But what I think the big thing is for PlayStation All-Stars that differentiates it from Smash Brothers, and honestly, Nintendo from Sony's franchises generally, is that Nintendo's characters are just a lot more iconic. Like Mario, Link, Pikachu, Kirby, Samus. These are like some of the most well-known names in gaming history. Even the third-party characters, Solid Snake, Mega Man, Sonic the Hedgehog. These are massive names. So we have not only the modern games behind it, but also, a bit of nostalgia behind it too. And that's really powerful. And even a lot of the more recent Nintendo characters have become pretty memorable and iconic, like Pikmin and Olimar, and Princess Rosalina, who's a great newcomer. Villager, hell, I can even argue Wii Fit Trainer for the humor value alone, but that's another thing for another time. Sony, although it has a lot of great characters, I love me my Nathan Drake, love me my Ratchet Clank, my Sackboy, even some of the
Crash
more...
Bandicoot.
Well, yeah, I loved Crash
Sort of.
Bandicoot back when he was a Sony character, same for Spyro the Dragon, even new...
Spyro does not look like Spyro. That's another...
Yeah. Ugh.
They remade
Also,
that entire thing. Okay, yeah.
We'll get back to that. and yeah, even more recent characters like the Gravity Rush game that's for PlayStation Vita. I love the main character of that game. Her name's Kat. I just really like her as a character, but that's beside the point. They're just mostly more recent, but also just less iconic than Nintendo characters. They're less mainstream and well known.
Yeah, even people who haven't played video games constantly like recognize Mario or Pikachu or like, and it's not even just one or two characters. Like most of not all the characters for most of the Smash Bros games are just so like well recognized and loved for the most part that I think that they can continue using it. It just continues to be iconic. Mario doesn't really go out of style. It's continuously just someone that people still see as like this huge, recognizable, and great character, and all the others the same. And then even the newer characters, like for instance Rosalina, she's still becoming more iconic because they're just tied to such these big franchises that people just love so much. So yeah, even like Villager, Animal Crossing has become huge, and it's been around for a good amount of time, not nearly as long as like Mario, but enough that a lot of people like these games. So I think that's probably the main reason it's stuck around compared to PlayStation All-Stars. So, I mean...
Hell, I even argue that a lot of the more niche Nintendo franchises, like your Fire Emblems, your Mothers, all of that stuff...
Your mothers.
Yes, your mothers. have at least, like, big core followings behind them, so when one of their characters gets put in the game, it's like, oh my god, this is great. So even that is a little bit of catering. For PlayStation All-Stars, there wasn't really that kind of thing.
Smash Bros. Really, like, brings together some of the biggest franchises ever. And it just so happens that Nintendo is in charge of, like, multiple different franchises that are all huge. Pokemon in its own right is, like, a huge, like,
not even
game.
Just video game franchise, because Mario is the biggest selling video game franchise, but Pokemon is just a massive monopoly.
Yeah, so you bring all those together.
All sorts of media.
Kirby. Oh, and another point, I think Smash Bros. Is one of the I know growing up, like, playing, you see all the different fighting games, which I haven't really played most of them, but a lot of them, even growing up as a kid looking at them, they all seem really complicated. There's a lot of different things you need to know and learn to be able to play them and have fun with it, and a lot of the Smash Bros. Games are easy to pick up at, like, any level and still have fun playing them, so I think that's really a huge tie to it also. Like, all different people, different ages, you can get them to all play Smash Bros., I think, and still have fun with it. And kind of adjust it to different people's difficulty levels. But it's just something that's easy to kind of pick up and learn to play and have fun with. So.
Yeah, you have that combination of really easy to pick up and play stuff, but a lot of...
Great characters.
Lots of great characters. A deep metagame also to master. PlayStation All-Stars, a little more complicated controls and mechanics, has less well-known characters. To be honest, I would love to see Sony try again one time. I mean, with the fact that they dissolved the company that they made specifically to make PlayStation All-Stars, that's probably not going to happen for a long time, and the fact that they discontinued DLC shows that they don't really have a lot of confidence in the game. But maybe one day they could give another shot. Maybe actually get Activision to get let them use Crash and Spyro first off.
Yeah, I think that would be...
Yeah, but that, once again, since they don't own it anymore, I can understand why they weren't in, but...
So, maybe if we were to say, like, what they would have done differently.
Well,
I don't really know enough about it to say...
Spend more to get Crash and Spyro, but other than that, maybe... I don't want to say simplify the mechanics, but maybe make it more into, like, a health point of knocking out system. I mean, I don't often want to... make games more like copies of each other, but in this case I think they could have taken a little more from the Smash Brothers book, and maybe just try to find more
or find another way to make a unique spin on it, that it's an actually interesting and different game. Again, I have not played it, so I don't even think I've even seen gameplay of it. That's really sad, but
yeah, it's definitely not as popular as a Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros. You see kind of everywhere. Wow. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, bit of a sobering note for PlayStation All-Stars. I know we spent forever on this question, but
Yeah.
but it's I don't know. It's just one of those things that I personally, since I like so many franchises, I wanted it to be better than it was. But in the end, it was all right. Yeah, it's too bad. Maybe next time get better third-party characters too, instead of just the random. Well, that's. Come on.
No, I know that's.
Come on, that was a little mean.
Hey, my first system is PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Come on. I love Crash Bandicoot. Anyway, next question I think we should finally get into.
Okay. Alright, our next question comes from Friendly Eyeballs, and he asks, which character, or characters, would you most like to see cut from the roster? And this is a really hard question.
Where do people come up with these URLs? Friendly Eyeballs.
People are creative.
It's great.
People are creative, Woe and Grow.
Anyway, that's really hard. I think all the Smash Bros. Characters are generally picked very well. Like, I really like all the Smash Bros. Characters, and a lot of them I haven't even played the original games that they're from. Like, I've never played any of the Fire Emblem series. I've never personally played Star Fox, or, let's see, I've kind of played Pikmin, but not on my own. But even Legend of Zelda, I've never beaten one, and I've played most of Twilight Princess, and that's about it. But the characters are just... Oh, and I played Donkey Kong, too, yeah. But, and Kirby. Oh, how could I forget Kirby? I've played Kirby forever. But I haven't played any of the Mother series games, a lot of them. But all of these characters are really well picked for the franchises they come from, and they all play well, that even if you haven't played, like, the franchise games, they're really fun to play as. And they're all really diverse. So I don't know if I can really think of any that I'd want cut. Honestly, what I'd rather is, like, some of them, I feel that their movesets are too similar, and if they could just kind of fix up how they play, then I would say that is probably better than having anyone cut, because that's the main reason I can even think of having anybody cut, because all the characters are so great. Like, Fox, Falco, and Wolf, I really like playing as. They were really fun. I remember when we first unlocked Wolf and we were playing them for a while, but Fox and Falco, their moves are almost like identical, and Wolf also, he's a bit different, but even still, very, very similar. Ness and Lucas are pretty similar too. I mean, like, that's the main thing, but I couldn't see them necessarily cutting them for it. And then there are the characters like Mr. Game & Watch and Rob, but they're just iconic, so I mean, and part of video game history. Oh, and Ice Climbers too, so I mean, and just being unique characters. I don't know if I'd really say to cut them. So yeah, I really can't see anyone being cut. I'd rather just have more characters and fix up past movesets. Yeah. Huh.
Before I get into what I'm gonna say, you know, they should really make an Ice Climbers game, like download
a new one. Yes,
like simple download on the eShop. Come on, sell it for like $5, make a bunch of stages, and
I think a great thing about Smash Bros. Also is the fact that a lot of the characters, even if you haven't played the franchises, like I've said, because they're fun and just like to play as, they get you into other things. I played Brawl for a while. I love playing as Pit. It's he's one of my favorite characters to play as. And then playing when Kid Icarus came out, I was really excited to actually get Kid Icarus Uprising, mainly because of the fact that at least you recognize the character, gives you some connection to it. And even Fire Emblem series, which I haven't played, seeing Marth and Ike, it would be cool to get into it. I haven't tried it yet. A lot of them who I didn't know before, it seems I at least learned something about them and maybe want to try more games in those series. I really can't see anyone being cut. Honestly, that's a hard one.
I mean, the only person I would have said that probably could have really, I don't, not necessarily that I wanted to be cut, because he's kind of my main, but that I thought would be cut would be Toon Link, but obviously he's kind of here to stay now, so... Yeah, no Link Between Worlds Link for me.
Toon Link's like a faster Link. I actually prefer playing as Link, but Toon Link's really cool too.
Yeah, I like the speed, but that's beside the point. Honestly, I don't know who they could cut at this point. Like, originally I was thinking, like, before X and Y came out, like Lucario, but no, he has a Mega Evolution.
And he was one of the he's supposedly the first Mega Evolution.
He's the first Mega Evolution in the game you see, so he's probably going to be back with, like, a new... He's going to probably be back with a new Final Smash.
But see, like that. Like, I'd rather than just incorporate new stuff into them than cut them. Like, let's incorporate Mega Lucario into Lucario's character. Or even if they brought Mewtwo back, just incorporate his Megas into Mewtwo, but I think that's going to be hard with the two of them.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way.
Yeah, whatever.
And
but...
I mentioned a lot on the blog how I think Lucas and Ike both might be cut. To be honest, I don't want to see them cut.
I doubt it at this point, honestly. Both of them from Earthbound, and Earthbound's gotten more popular than ever.
Earthbound, but I know they're definitely going to keep in Ness because, Earthbound just came out on the eShop,
I've seen rumors,
so...
and there's rumored pictures of Ness being in it.
Yeah, I think those are fake.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying there's rumors
but
of Ness being
people really want their Ness. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I could really say that I really want anyone to be cut. I just want to make improvements and additions. Though there probably are going to be some cuts, and well, I guess we're
not
just...
Sheik.
Hopefully not Sheik.
Not Zero Suit Samus.
Probably not Zero Suit Samus.
It better not be Sheik.
I mean...
I think what everyone wants is Taboo to suddenly be playable.
Oh,
right?
no. Clearly the best character for Smash Bros. Is Petey Piranha. He has the best moves he can shoot.
Hey, he's in Mario Kart. Why not?
He's Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, he's also Mario Kart Double Dash.
Mario Sunshine.
Hooray!
No, Toadette's got to be in Smash Brothers. She's gonna be the best character. All right. Enough little jokes. All right. Now on to our next question.
All right, the next one is from Nintendo Gamer Fig. I think Fig. All right, Fig. My question is, will you like to play Smash 4 competitively? If so, what mechanics do you want to see return, such as wave dashing, power shielding, etc.? I have never played Smash competitively. One of my favorite things about Smash is the fact that you can pick it up regardless of your game experience. I played a ton of video games, but Smash Bros. Is one of the games you have to constantly play and train essentially to really get good. I have never been able to do well competitively when it comes to that game, and it's honestly, I just have fun being able to play it to the best of my ability. I can barely win against people sometimes with not competitively. I could not stand up at all to competitively. And I like the items, which is I think it makes it interesting. So, yeah, I'm not planning on playing Smash 4 competitively too much, yeah.
To be honest, I'd like to try it, but I barely know anything about competitive play for Smash. I mean, I recognize the things you're mentioning. Obviously, wave dashing is one of those big things from Melee.
Wave dashing, I've definitely
Power shielding, we looked it up before the video, but yeah, spoilers. But that's I see as a pretty effective technique. We'll leave the Super Smash Bros. Wiki descriptions for both.
I hope wave dashing doesn't come back. Power shielding I could see returning.
I don't think wave dashing is. I think one of the videos there was one video that showed about it.
Wave dashing isn't in Brawl anymore, isn't it?
Wave dashing wasn't in Brawl because of the changes in the
it was only in Melee, and then
in the physics and specifically the air dodge mechanic. Yeah. I kind of prefer the new air dodge mechanic, although, I mean, even though I didn't use wave dashing, I'm not one of those, oh my god, wave dashing is the broken glitch, oh my god, it's the worst in the fucking game, 10 out of 7, 10. But, yeah, I have a feeling that wave dashing isn't coming back.
Yeah, the creators
Power shielding probably will come back, though.
The creators don't really like the whole competitive aspect, so I really doubt it.
I think they're trying to make it a little more balanced between Melee and Brawl, which I think is good. I think
getting
that's
rid of the
good.
tripping. Oh my god, tripping.
Well, at least accidental tripping. I don't mind, tripping due to bananas or attacks. That's different.
That's different. But literally, if you're just walking and you trip for no reason whatsoever. I remember for the longest playing Brawl, I had no idea what that was, and we were little kids and playing it. We were like, why does that happen? We didn't know that was a mechanic of the game. It's my character just kind of tripped. What'd I do? What'd I press?
You press the Sakurai wants to make this more casual button.
That's really strange. Remember the time we were playing? I remember us playing, and a few times, Emmanuel got, our friend Emmanuel, he got saved from accidental tripping. He was about to fall off, and he just tripped. That was great. Oh, okay, whatever.
It was probably a match against me, too.
We're getting off track.
Like we haven't already for the PlayStation All-Stars question.
Yeah, well, let's try not to get as much off track. Okay, whatever.
All right,
Next question.
Next question.
Oh, yeah, last question. Our last question comes from Anonymous, asked, what's your opinion of Ness Lucas? I know this is a really odd question to end this off on, but, I'm very neutral to Ness Lucas. I've never played any of the Mother or Earthbound games. I don't know anything about their actual personalities or at all. I'm very neutral towards it. It's okay. And I've heard, they're not from the same game, so I really...
Mother 2 is Ness, Mother 3 is Lucas.
So they've never met.
Then again, neither have Martha or Ike. or Ike or Samus,
Yeah, people
or a
just
lot
like
of other
shipping people.
crossover
I mean,
ships.
yeah,
People
that's
like the
not
crossover
surprising.
ships.
I'm literally just neutral to it. I
Yeah.
mean, okay.
People like the crossover ships. Shipper's gonna ship. No big deal. Personally, I ship Ness with Paula from Earthbound as well. That's my ship.
Yeah. Completely neutral.
Donate the shippers. Just a thing.
Thank you guys for all of your questions. We really enjoyed answering them. Hopefully we'll make sure to not make it super long and go off and talk about other random things while we do it next time. Stay
Hopefully,
more on track.
but tangents are fun. Don't
yeah,
you love
that's
tangents?
true. No.
Hey.
But yes, thank you so much, really. And we're really, really proud of how far this blog has come, and we're really excited to answer questions and to see how you guys are responding this. It's really fun.
2,650 followers. You guys are amazing. We love you, and we hope we can continue to be bringing you the best Smash Bros. Content, picks, all of that.
Yep.
So, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.
Bye.